Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, today topic of discussion is bronchiectasis. It is defined as permanent abnormal dilatation and destruction of bronchi caused by chronic infection and inflammation. It can be diffused or focal. Diffused when it affects many areas of the lungs, and focal when it affects only one or two areas. Types of bronchiectasis. It can be cylindrical, varicose, cystic as shown in the slide. Etiology. It can be caused by infections, mucociliary clearance defect, immunodeficiencies, airway obstruction, connective tissue and systemic disorders, and toxic inhalation. These are the detail. Bacterial infections, fungal infections, mycobacterial, viral, all these infections can lead to bronchiectasis. Then the mucociliary clearance defect, this can be congenital and acquired. Congenital include alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, cystic fibrosis, primary ciliary dyskinesias, which includes Carter-Jenner syndrome, that is a triad of dextrocardia, sinus disease, situs inversus. Acquired include the Young syndrome, which includes azoospermia and sinusitis. Immunodeficiencies, which includes primary and secondary one. Primary immunodeficiencies are hypogammaglobulinemia, complement deficiencies, and secondary one results from HIV and immunosuppressant drugs. Airway obstructions also leads to bronchiectasis, and obstruction can be due to cancers, extensive compression, foreign body, and mucoid infection. The connective tissue and the systemic disorders which leads to bronchiectasis, this includes rheumatoid arthritis, SLEs, Sjogren's syndromes, inflammatory bowel disease, and relapsing polychondritis. How the patient presents? Patient presents with a chronic cough and expectoration of large volume of thick tenacious purulent sputum, at times associated with halitosis. Patient can also present with pneumonia, pleurisy, and hemoptysis. Other features which may include poor general health, dyspnea, and the wheeze. On clinical examination, patient will be having clubbing and the crackle. These are the two important signs. While patient may have bronchi when there is bronchospasm, as well as signs of pulmonary hypertension and right heart failure. Cyanosis, plethora may be present due to polycythemia from chronic hypoxemia. Investigations include sputum examination for bacteriological and mycological diagnosis, chest x-rays, chest CT scan, pulmonary function test, and specific test for the underlying cause. Microbiological testing includes test for the H. influenzae, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Staph aureus, and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Chest X-ray will show the following findings. Generally, the patient chest X-ray will show increased pulmonary marking, honeycombing, atelectasis, and pleural changes. And specific findings regarding the types of bronchiectasis. Cylindrical bronchiectasis will have findings of tramp tracking, linear luminescences, and parallel markings radiating from the hela. While the varicose bronchiectasis will be present like a dilated bronchi, and the cystic one look like clusters of cysts. This is the chest X-ray that will shows the bronchiectasis changes, mostly filled with the fluid. This is the chest X-ray as well as the CT showing dilated bronchi like this and this. Again, another signature appearance when there is a collection of fluid within the cyst, and the tramp track appearance below. So this shows the signature appearance, and this one shows the tram track appearance. Again the cystic changes, arrow shows. Again the basal bronchiectasis and in the middle and the lower zone, most prominent in the halo region. This is a chest X-ray lateral view showing the basal bronchiectasis. This is a chest CT, HRCT, showing this bronchiectasis changes, signet ring appearance again. Again, this is a bronchiectasis on CT, HRCT. And this is a screening test for the assessment of the ciliary function. The patient is asked to have to take a small pellet of the saccharine placed in the anterior chamber of the nose to read the pharynx, and when the patient tastes it, we calculate the time, and if this time exceeds more than 20 minutes, so this is a significant, and it shows that there is a ciliary dysfunction. We can go for the biopsy of the nose and electron microscopy to see the ciliary dysfunction. Treatment is prevention of the exacerbation with the help of the antibiotics and the vaccines, measures to help clear the secretions, and antibiotics again for acute exacerbation, and surgical treatment. Thank you very much.